Royalty-free music used in this episode is brought to you by Incompetech.com. Let's start the show. And welcome to the podcast. It's October 31st, 2015. This is episode number 5 of Amateur Tech Talk podcast.
Yes.
I'm Dean Hansen.
This is Ronnie. How's it going, guys?
How's it going, everybody? I'm feeling pretty good. How are you? How you been doing?
Hey, you've been doing good, man.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad.
So Ronnie's in the studio with me again today, just like last week.
Yeah, this works out better. I like coming here.
2 weeks ago, I guess it would have been.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot better. I think we set it up a little better than last time, and we could still set it up even better than it is now. But you're not sitting right behind me, sort of. I'm situated better.
Yeah, it works.
But yeah, so it's Halloween, right?
I guess.
We're recording a couple days early, so it's not Halloween, but this will not be on the internet till Halloween night. Ooh,
Oh, that's crazy.
Scary.
That is.
We should have had some kind of vampire theme.
Change the theme music, huh?
Yeah, just some stupid Halloween shit.
We can do our own.
Oh, God. All right, man. So, what have you been up to the last couple weeks, anyway?
Man, just a lot of work and not a whole lot of time to research, but
you know all this stuff.
I hope so.
Everything on our little list here, you're a pro.
Have an opinion, at least.
So I want to really start off the show with just updates in our tech. You have a different tablet again.
Yes.
Have you had a same tablet 2 weeks in a row for 2 episodes?
No, and I'll probably change it again in 2 weeks. I mean, it's just the way.
I'm excited about this tablet, though, because this is a tablet that you talked about wanting like a year ago, and you were really excited about it.
Yeah, I love this thing.
What is it?
I always talk about it, and I was like, oh, dude, I can't find one for a good price. And it's actually the Nexus 9.
Nexus 9.
And too bad it's not the 32 gigs, but I did get myself a version of 16 gig.
Nice.
And,
used.
Yes.
So how much is the 16 gig brand new?
Amazon. Last time I looked, I think it was $311.
$311. You got that for less than $200, right?
Yes, it was $190.
Nice.
Used, which is a good deal.
So what do you think of the Nexus 9? So that's the newest model Nexus tablet they have out still.
Pretty much,
even though it's been out for like 15 months or something.
They did not put out a new one, so
it's still $399 for the 32 gig.
It's insane.
Oh, man.
I would at least expect a price drop, and they haven't.
No.
But they run good. I like everything about it. It runs better than my phone, obviously. It doesn't have to do as many tasks.
Yeah.
But there's a couple things I don't like. One of them is, no Touch ID.
No Touch ID.
That's okay. That was last year's tablet anyway. But secondly, and I think that's more important, it's...
Let me see it really quick while you're talking about it. I'm just going to look at it. You keep going. What was the second thing about it?
I drew a blank. I was like, okay, what the heck? What am I talking about?
Secondly,
the processor.
Oh, okay.
The processor is actually a NVIDIA K1, Tegra K1 processor.
And it's not very good one? Or
it's a good processor, and it actually has a lot of GPU power.
Yeah.
Single core benchmarks really well, they compare it to the iPad Air, blah, blah, blah.
You showed this to me at work, and I was actually pretty impressed. So I saw it like a year ago when you were all excited about it, and I was like, it's not that great. Like, why do you want it?
But now that it's here, what do you think?
But the more I hold it, and I don't like it in this case. I just don't like cases. I mean, you like this case. You're really excited about it. I get it. But I don't like cases. Like,
well, that case looks like a smart case.
It's a nice case. It's just, it was way cooler at work when it was all thin and light. And now it's got moving parts, and it's thick, and it's harder to hold. That's why I don't like cases.
But it still looks like an iPad.
It does. It looks kind of like an iPad Air.
Totally.
What size screen is this?
It's an 8.9 inch display, I believe.
8.9?
So close to 9.
Yeah, so that's not too bad.
So the processor, everything's good about it. The processor runs good. The only downside is there are games that aren't optimized for the K1, so you cannot play certain games.
It won't work.
They just won't. They're just not optimized for that processor.
So this specific processor is not compatible with certain games on the Google Store?
It's crazy, but yes.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And so that kind of makes it suck a little bit. There's a couple games that I'm able to play on the Nexus 9
that
I just cannot play on this.
Again,
and that's kind of a bummer.
I didn't pay attention to what time we started the show.
Second time?
It's probably been 5 minutes, right? So it's okay. We'll just keep a track of the time.
Sure.
Well, so that's interesting. And that wasn't a downside to you. You just bought it.
I found out right before I got it, and I was like,
okay.
well, how many games am I really going to have a problem with?
Have you found any that won't work?
Yeah, and I've bought a few games, off the Play Store, and you just want to get them again on the tablet that you have at the time. And
Yeah.
when I put them on there, they won't run. Some of
Wow.
them. So Monopoly is one of them, just to be specific.
No, you played Monopoly on that. No, that was your Nexus 7.
That was a 7. And yeah, I missed, little games like that.
Nexus 7 was the tablet you were using 2 weeks ago, last episode.
That's true.
Episode
and we
4.
forgot to actually name it.
And we didn't name it. And we were just like, oh, that's your cool new thing. We'll talk about it later. And we never did.
And I got that used to. It had a cracked screen and everything. It didn't work out.
And it crashed in the middle of episode 4. So.
Yes.
Not bad. I mean, it just like...
No, I thought it was great. It was funny as hell.
So how's it running though? Because I'm interested in some of these Android tablets because they are cheaper than the iPads.
I think it runs good. I think it's still worth the money.
Yeah.
The 16 gig's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can't play every game that you want to play
Right.
doesn't limit you that much at that point.
It was doing... You were a lot happier about it until I showed you Temple Run.
Yes.
So I do tests with equipment.
Remember.
I do tests, like with audio. If I want to see if my computer's fast enough, I'll run multiple channels of audio recording, make sure there's no glitches and dropped anything.
You also do that with video.
I do with video. I do a crossfade to see if the computer can handle basic video editing, and with
games.
tablets and games and stuff, I play Temple Run. Because I haven't played Temple Run on an Android device that worked yet.
The very first game,
You can get an iPhone 4.
Yeah.
And it will power through Temple Run without a glitch.
I think a 3GS would do it.
And the brand new
I don't think
quad. Doesn't matter how many cores they shove in these things. They can't even... It's when you try to really push it.
Sure.
For some reason, Android just doesn't like... In music apps, I use music apps and go, oh, this piano app. Mm-hmm. Completely worthless on Android because they don't have the response time.
In my opinion, I don't think it's the processor.
It can't be. The processors are faster than what's in my computer.
No, it's not. It's not. I guarantee it. I think it's just there's a latency with the hardware and the software.
Which is dumb.
There shouldn't be a latency there, but they have to do it different than Apple or else they get sued.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably
it's just not
and
ever
going
to be that.
And it's those little things where I always fall into Apple and I always I always cringe when somebody talks about how Android's just as good, and I'm like, how can you say that?
I still have the Nexus 7. I'm going to load Temple Run, and the Nexus 7 has better response than this when it comes to that game.
Than the 9?
Because I've done it before. I did not like playing Temple Run on my Nexus 5 at the time. This was like a year ago. And I had a different Nexus 7.
Yeah.
And it actually ran good.
Are you sure?
We'll have to test it.
Because
you can come back next show and say, hey, Android doesn't suck all that much anymore.
So anybody out there listening, give me an Android that can run Temple Run. Give me a Windows that can edit video.
Run. You're talking like fast paced, when you got to jump less,
It has to work. Jump. It has to work right. It has to know exactly what you're doing when you're doing it. And you can buy an old shitty iPhone and it will still do it.
You got to give me numbers. You got to give me how many yards is it that you want me to run.
Till the end of the game.
Nobody can get to the end of that game.
All right. You know what I'm saying.
No, I know.
You know that I'm saying.
I could get farther on an iPhone 4 than I can get on that tablet. That's for sure. I fail. Yeah. And you're like, I jumped. What the hell?
You jump and it's just like, no, you're like, I'm not going to do that for you right now because I'm Android and I'm free. And
yeah, latency is just not there. It's just, I'm sorry.
A couple new phones came out. LG V10, we got the Droid Turbo 2, we got the HTC One A9.
That's 3 phones. Okay.
Yeah, that's 3 phones.
Just saying.
I think we could talk a little bit about each of them. Nothing that gets us way too excited, but...
Sure. Turbo 2?
Yeah, like the Turbo 2 supposedly has this shatterproof screen that... I'm wondering if this is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
It's like is it like a polished plastic or what? I don't know what it is, but supposedly this thing's going to be sporting a shatterproof screen, and I'm wondering if 3 years from now all phones are going to be like shatterproof,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not going to be glass, and I think it's out. You could probably watch a review on it now, and they'll tell you exactly what it's made out of. I don't think it's released, like you can't buy it yet, but I think reviewers have it. And I think testers are showing it how it works.
A couple
but I
things that
haven't
I'm
really
excited about is that they're still part of Motorola. I mean, it is made by Motorola, but
yeah, but you're not.
the store allows you to do the customized Motor Maker, which is exciting.
That's pretty cool.
I do like that.
They were saying that you could actually trade it in once through your 1 year thing and get a whole new look to it. But at first I was thinking for free, but then they said, but it's $4 more a month, and it's like really on your bill.
That's not really free.
Like that's not worth it.
Nah.
But that's.
But I guess you get a new phone for $4 more in a year.
Yeah, and it's cool. You can use Moto Maker, but I don't ever see you getting something like this because it's full of Verizon bloatware. Yeah. It's not pure Android. And
it would run good though.
Yeah, but the purest Android movement that you're a part of is pretty strong right now. A lot of companies are starting to realize.
Well, I'm looking at the menu here, and I think the stock Android is there. You're just talking about the extra apps, because I think it'll still run Motorola.
The way I put it on was from one of the reviews I watched that said, quote, full of Verizon bloatware.
Quote.
So maybe
I think it has the same menu. Like if you see one of these people going through stuff, you won't think it's different than a Moto X.
Yeah.
But maybe. The fact that you have apps that you cannot completely uninstall, that kind of sucks. Right. And there'll be Verizon apps.
So,
sure. And there's another thing I liked was so Motor Maker is cool and the screen is cool, but then, oh man, why do I keep drawing a blank? There's another thing I was going to mention.
It's because I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I think
you're used to being at home where you can continue your thoughts.
Oh, no.
Then you're talking, you look over, and I'm just staring
at you. I remember, and I'm just like, what is it?
I'm going to come up with
the
an
screen
answer.
Actually has a 4-year warranty.
I heard about that.
And that was the second thing I was going to mention.
Will not shatter for 4 years.
So they're actually claiming that this thing can handle.
And so I haven't seen the 1,000 YouTube drop test videos yet. I don't think anybody has it in their hand yet. Okay. Maybe.
No, it says build yours. I think you can get it.
Maybe you can.
Let me see. I'm going to throw it in this cart here.
So live. You can use Moto Maker. You can...
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
pretty
cool.
expensive, isn't it? Like $630?
$624, yep. Off contract.
God, that's a lot of money.
It is.
For a bloatware.
It's more than a Moto X, and it's just... That's the only reason why I'm not excited about it. It's like...
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on it then.
I'd get a Moto X over this any day.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Yeah, for $230 less.
Oh, yeah.
With an SD card. This probably has an SD card too.
So add to cart. We'll find out here if we can order it. I think it is available though. Nope. Cool. It's saying estimate delivered November 9th.
November. Yeah, I think most of the phones we're talking about are early November releases.
Yep. It says in stock though, so they have it. They'll just mail it to you.
Just know that if you're sold on this, you're going to see the previews for it or the commercials for it, and they're going to be this saying shatterproof screen, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. Just know that it's an expensive phone and it's not going to be the greatest for you pure Android people.
Yep.
Just know
and
that.
It's got a smaller screen than the Moto X. The battery, I think it's roughly the same. Stronger camera.
Okay.
Stronger processor, but it's just not. I just don't see it.
Is it the 810?
It's the 810 on this thing.
Snapdragon 810.
Yep.
Okay.
It has a stronger battery too than the Moto X.
I've never shattered a screen yet, so I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people have.
Yeah, this would be a good phone for like
one of our supervisors at work has a shattered phone. Like every time I see him, he'll get a brand new one.
Oh yeah. I don't know who that is.
But yeah. Anyway. I'll say he left recently and just came back.
Okay.
His name starts with an L and ends with an Ock.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Gee.
He does. He drops his phone all the fucking time and it shatters.
No, I know.
And Kevin, my buddy Kevin, always has a shattered screen too.
And again, there's construction companies that issue phones. Like I don't know, maybe and so this would be a great phone to issue to somebody if they're going to be out at the site.
Right. Right, yeah.
It's just going to be shatterproof.
So, I mean, that is a good thing. You always worry about that when you drop your phone. The first thing you look at is that screen. Mm-hmm. Did I just shatter the screen?
Yep.
So,
and our work is geared towards that. The phones they issue to our supervisors are supposed to last.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is definitely would be a good option for them.
Yeah. So just rugged, construction workers.
Stronger battery. I mean, it's supposed to be stronger than the Moto X. It's just not worth the extra, though.
What do you think of the LG V10?
The LG V10, I haven't researched a whole lot.
So the LG V10, seems pretty sweet. Go ahead and search it while I'm talking about what I know.
Yeah, I
from
got the
memory.
specs open. But...
Mainly, what I don't have on here is price.
Okay.
Once you figure that out, let me know.
Sure.
But there's something weird. So they did the whole thing. So everybody's coming out with Touch ID, right? A fingerprint scanner.
Yep.
And a lot of phones are coming out with it on the back, which I don't really like because look, my phone sits right here.
Yep.
Most of the time. I don't want to have to pick it up and put my finger on the back to unlock it.
Yeah, that's the downside.
It's stupid.
For sure.
And so a lot of the reasons they're doing it is they want this lower bottom bezel to be small, which is a good thing. Smaller bezels is always a good thing.
Sure. All around.
But so they don't have to have a home screen there. But this LG V10, if you're looking at it, has a big long ass bottom bezel.
Yeah.
They could have put a Touch ID there.
Yeah,
So
they don't even have a speaker. I'm looking at it now. It's nothing on there.
It's just a brand.
They just have hardware hidden behind that black piece, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
So dumb.
So we're just going to talk about a bunch of phones we hate today.
Well, they're overpriced. You asked me to look up the price.
Yeah.
Price is $672 retail.
Oh my goodness.
That's for Verizon's website. It's the only one I can find.
$672. They're going
$28
to
a month.
put themselves out of business like Blackberry.
LG is actually pretty popular. The G4 is their Moto X, if we put it in those terms.
Yeah, and this LG V10 has 2 screens. It's got 2 separate screens.
Multifunctional and second screens.
There's
Is it trying to be a 3D touch here?
No, the screen is there's 2 screens. That's what I don't like because you have big bezels plus an extra screen at the top. So at the very top, like the top quarter, the top quarter inch is a separate screen.
What?
Yes, and think of it like a banner.
Sure.
So you're not getting a lot of screen real estate. Plus, you run an Android with no physical buttons, which takes up that big block at the bottom.
Yeah.
Where you have your, what do you call them? Your back button and your...
Yeah, your system buttons on the bottom.
Yeah, so you're not going to have any screen real estate on this thing. So the top screen is like a, how do you explain it on the radio? It's like the top quarter inch or whatever of the screen is a separate screen that that shows you notifications and stuff. But it's
no listeners will Google it. I mean, it's there. It's
silly to me.
Yeah.
You think that's the future? Phones are going to be having
No,
that?
I hate it. And I think what they're trying to do here is they're trying to add a feature kind of like Samsung had the Edge phones. They're like, okay, we want to have something cool like that, and useful. And I can see like apps. I mean, they have Facebook, Instagram, Pandora, camera, and
this has 2
and notes. So it's almost like geared towards younger people. It's like I just want to access these things quickly, but
but you can at the bottom of any other phone. You have the bottom menu. That
once you unlock it, it should be there. Stuff you use all the time. So I don't know why they have that there.
We're talking about a lot of stuff we hate today, which is boring. But I mean, that's the point of the show. We're the amateurs. We're the end user, and we're just basically going to tell you what we think of all these things and our honest opinion. And our opinion matters as much as any other person who's actually going to buy it. And so, we're basically going to say we hate both these phones.
For the most part. It mainly is because there is better offerings for better price, and the design on this LG V10 is not impressive. No. You have that screen at the top that it's not very useful. You guys judge, you guys say, you guys look at it.
And then in my notes here, I just have the end of Blackberry. So it is Halloween. We're going to have a funeral for Blackberry.
Hey, let's go back really quick to the LG V10 and the Verizon.
Okay, go for it.
If they were to be $400 phones, would you be a little more excited about it?
Probably. I
think
2 screens is dumb.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And it's going to be funny. Hopefully 4 years from now, we're going to listen back to this and we'll all have like 4 screens on our phone or something. We'll be like, we didn't understand the future. But it's
I doubt it.
It's dumb. They got 2 front-facing cameras. One's wide-angled, one's not. Like, that's dumb.
Mainly, I don't think it's a bad idea to have those shortcuts there. I just don't like how it cuts into the screen. So maybe if you can disable it, maybe. No, but you can make it part of
a separate screen.
Yeah, you can make it part of the display.
It's a physical separate screen.
Oh, no, but it's saying here that it's a 5.7 plus second screen, so maybe you don't get cut real estate on your main screen.
You got 5.7.
So that's how
in the review I saw, it's like a 6 with that screen, and then it's got long bezels. It's like this massive
so it's
phone.
not so bad then. I mean,
it's a massive.
So it's long?
Yeah, it's got that. Look at it. It's got that big old bezel, and there's the fingerprint scanner's on the back.
Okay.
It's like as long as the iPhone.
No, I wouldn't buy this phone ever. I'd buy a G4 before I bought this. And I'm not into LG.
So I tried to interrupt you twice saying that BlackBerry's dead.
Yeah, because it's dead. We don't need to talk about it.
So, last episode, we said, hey, BlackBerry's coming out with an Android phone. That's pretty cool. What should they do to make it cool? Price it right.
Yes.
What did I say? Of course they won't. What did they do? $700 phone.
Oh my god.
It's $699 for the Blackberry Priv.
It's a cool phone.
Is it?
I would buy it.
$700?
Not at that price. But
Okay.
I like the phone. It's a phone that I'd see myself using.
It's kind of silly looking, honestly, to me. Do we really need the physical buttons?
Honestly, I've been working on this work course thing, and I'd love to have this phone to just do that at work. I'd rather do it that way than type it on the screen.
Yeah, it doesn't look... It's kind of...
It doesn't cut into your screen.
Look how long it is. It reminds me of that...
It doesn't...
Reminds me of that video that was making fun of the iPhone 5 when it came out. And they had this, 4-foot long screen.
It was longer than that. They just kept scrolling the phone up.
What we did is innovated, and we innovated this new iPhone 5 and made the screen longer. And it shows him scrolling it down.
Like forever.
It's like a yardstick. And that's what it reminds me of. It's so long.
It's not that long.
When you slide it up, it's like a 9 inches tall.
I love the fact that you can type on it. I think that's cool. And it doesn't cut into your screen.
So the Blackberry Priv is a BlackBerry phone that runs Android that has a sliding screen, and there are physical buttons under there. That's what we're talking about. And I don't know. I don't really have this desire for physical buttons on my phone other than a home button.
If you were to type a lot, I mean, this is geared more towards executive people, I think for emails, it's better. There's no doubt. People love their BlackBerry keyboards.
Slightly better.
You've never owned one. You don't understand.
It's slightly better, but not worth the fact that it makes your phone goofy with moving parts.
Yeah. They know how to make stuff. You'd be impressed with the hardware.
I probably would.
Have you seen the... Yeah, you remember seeing that...
Just pull out my wallet and spend $700 on this silly phone that nobody's ever going to hear about ever again.
You can return it. It's the beauty of Amazon.
They said they're going to go out of business or stop selling these phones. Stop selling phones. Stop making phones.
Why would you even
if they
make
can't
that
sell
comment?
5 million of them. And they're not going to sell 5 million of this thing. They're going to sell 8.
Maybe 800,000.
2 of those are going to be to you.
Yeah.
When you have $1,400.
I do like it, but I don't think it's going to be pure Android, for one. And yeah, it is kind of long when you open it and stuff, but I think it'll feel good. It'll feel right if you're typing a lot on your phone.
Is it going to feel right? You're going to be typing way down here, and you're going to have like this long ass thing hanging down.
That's what's cool about their keyboards.
Really
their
bad.
keyboards eventually... You memorize them, and they feel good. They have a good feel to them, tactilely.
Okay,
if that's a word. It just feels like
you can do it without looking. Whereas on a touchscreen, you have to look at.
And anybody that's on a BlackBerry back in the day, they love their keyboards. I miss it. I miss having a keyboard. I'm not kidding.
So if this was $400, that's going to be the question we ask us every time. So if this was a $400 device,
and because we agree, I think every Android flagship should be $400. That's just me.
That should be they're more like $500.
And they're gearing towards that, like $500, $400.
They're everybody's putting out 2 phones now, and you have your iPhone puts out a $649 and a $749, and then they force you to buy the extra gig. But everybody else is putting out like a $400 and a $500 phone.
That's one thing with these people. They don't believe in 16 gigs. They do have a 32 on there. They have the micro SD.
Yeah.
It's still expensive, though. I mean, think about it. But if it was $100 and that was the question you asked me, I'd say yes. I'd buy that.
HTC One A9 phone.
Don't care about it.
You don't like it? Actually, I think it's kind of cool. Of course, it looks like an iPhone, and I like iPhones. It's just an
iPhone, Android iPhone.
Yeah, but that's just the physical look. I don't, everybody's putting out their review of it, and they're like, oh, it's the iPhone running Android. And it's like, really, just because it's the same color and looks sort of like it?
It's not sort of like it. It's just like it.
Phones look the same.
They even have a rose gold.
Phones look the same nowadays. They just do.
Yeah, I guess so.
You see, you got it pulled up. I got to look at this.
Are you going to pull a Moto X and compare it to an iPhone? It's not going to look the same. I don't agree with that.
Yeah. phones look in general.
Dude, this
kind
thing
of the
looks
same.
like an iPhone.
Sort of.
If you block the camera and the HTC logo on this picture,
Come on, CNET load. Oh,
You
this is
would-
gonna load a video. Oh my god, go back. Yeah,
There you are.
I just don't. I don't see what the big hype is about something that they all look similar. I can clearly tell the difference between this and an iPhone, like instantly.
not if you go to their website.
It looks more like a Samsung to me.
Even the way they present it. Look at this website. I'm on their main htc.com.
Okay.
And as you scroll down, it's just like an iPhone where you have different like screens for different features. They're totally trying to be an iPhone right now.
Which is kind of sad because HTC used to kind of do their own thing.
Yes.
You know, they got rid of their boom sound, which is all they ever talked about. There's no boom sound.
Well, the top speaker is still pretty strong, but yeah, it's not going to be as good.
It's not stereo.
It's not going to be stereo.
But I agree with this decision because they have a home button that has a fingerprint scanner on it.
Sure.
And that's just kind of what you should do. Like, phones should just
I
do
don't
that.
hate it just because it looks like an iPhone. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of substance to this.
It's pretty pure, I think. If I remember from reviews I watched, it's pretty pure Android
It's purer
experience.
than it used to be, but yeah, it still has that HTC Sense on top.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The icons
So-
are different, but they're trying to be as close to Android as... They actually moved towards that this time
Is
around.
it? You think everybody would be freaking? Is it just the antenna lines that everybody's panicking about?
Yeah, it's just very similar. Like, even the edges, how it drops from the screen, your phone looks
Yeah.
exactly the same as that.
Yeah, you're right.
Um,
Actually, I kind of see.
If you
it
can
now.
go to their website, dude, you'd be...
Where's my phone? Here we go. I'm gonna put them aside. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
My speakers on the bottom and their speakers on the front top.
There's nothing to hate, though. I mean, that doesn't matter. I think if people like that design, the iPhone
Yeah.
design is good. And Android, some company on Android decided to make something similar, which a lot of Chinese phones are like this.
Yeah.
If you start looking into Xiaomi, you look into even the...
It's funny they even call it the A9 when the A9 processor's in the new iPhones. I mean, that's just a coincidence, but
Hopefully,
they call it the A9's been their thing for a while,
the
right?
resolution's the same as an iPhone.
Is it,
2 gigs of RAM is the same as an iPhone.
how much is it? 17,000 pounds. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I'm looking at the wrong website.
It says pre-order on their website, and it's $400
Oh my god,
unlocked.
$400.
Okay, we were just complaining about price.
So if it was $400, no. Anyway,
I wouldn't get this one, no.
I,
It's got lower specs.
speaking, I was just looking at the camera, thinking of if it had a decent camera. I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I feel kind of sad about iPhones right now, about cameras.
What?
So I wish I had the article in front of me, but there's this photographer guy who put out an article rating. He's a really high, like, well-known photographer, and he rated all the cell phone cameras last year. And he said the iPhone 6 has the best cell phone camera ever. Super impressed with it. It's amazing. And I was like, well, duh, it's iPhone. They put out really good stuff. Anyway, and then, you know, they were way ahead of Android. And then he did it again for 2015. And he rated the iPhone 6S, like, below, like, every Android phone that's come out this year, pretty much.
What?
Like, even, like, the $400 phones and stuff.
The Moto X has a better
I
camera than your
don't
phone?
know.
I don't know about
I wish
that.
I saved the article. I read it about a
I
week
don't
and a
think
half
he's doing
ago.
recording because
No,
your phone is
pictures.
clearly better recording than any other Android I've ever seen.
Is it? I do like my the
You
optical
have
image
the best
stabilization.
optical OIS or whatever.
Yes, it's
You do
really
have
good.
it.
But he for pictures, and he put up an article. I just skimmed through it on my phone. It was off of Twitter. I think The Verge posted it,
Sure.
and I was just like, oh, you know,
Kind of bummed
like
me out.
the 6S was barely better than the 6, even though they gave it from 8 to 12 megapixels. Like, but all the other parts that mattered were like, eh. You know,
I don't think you should feel bad because I honestly think
I don't feel bad. Actually, it's a good thing. I like to see
Yeah.
Androids competing, and I would like to eventually go to Android because they're cheaper. And so
Okay.
I'm never against the idea of Android coming out with something good. I wish they did more.
it's going to make Apple put out a better camera for the next phones anyway.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, your phone takes amazing photos, so it's just... I don't know.
these other ones are coming out with good. Like all the side by sides I've seen of like the 6P and the 5X
yeah.
Nexus blow my phone out of the water on any side-by-sides video.
Especially dark shots and stuff like that.
It's mainly that dark stuff.
Yep.
That's hard to do, though.
Oh, yeah,
low light is always like one of those things that's like, that's hard to do. Mm-hmm. And so that had me, I guess I shouldn't say depressed, but I was just kind of like not feeling so great about spending $849 on my phone.
I hear you.
That was the way you kind of justified it. It was like, yeah, iPhone's more expensive, but it's way better. And now it's like, yeah, it's more expensive, but it's kind of better.
It does a lot of things better, though. Video's a lot better.
And then 2015, it's like, yeah, it's more expensive, but it's not as good.
The processor is better. The latency is non-existent.
Right.
And you have 3D touch. You have a lot of things that still make that phone worth it.
Right, but to me, before it was everything.
Everything. And now it's like, yeah, really? I'm not getting old.
They're catching up.
Yeah, they totally are.
They are.
Which I'm happy because I'm an Android user. Death to iPhone. No, just kidding.
You've used both.
I've used both. I don't really hate them.
I've used both. We've both used both. Yes. And we both settled on separate. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, and I'm always going to, I don't know.
You fell on the Android side.
We've had this long conversations about, the different OSs, and there's things to like and hate about both, really.
Well,
but hardware is always going to be better on the iPhone. I'm surprised that the cameras are better on these phones. I don't think it's going to be for very long. So
yeah, maybe the new iPhone will really step it up, but that's a year away.
Yep.
And doesn't Samsung put out their stuff like off schedule of everybody else? Don't they put out their new phones in like March?
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah.
I guess they're
like
coming out
ones,
with like the S7 is going to be in March, I think.
Yeah.
And the Note 5 is, or the Note 6.
And it's funny the way my brain works. I think of that as them releasing 6 months after iPhones, but they say they're releasing 6 months before the iPhone. You know, their whole the future is already here type of thing. Yeah, the glass is half full type of situation.
Yep.
But
not as much hype with those Samsung phones, though, I feel.
Not as much?
I feel that way.
They're pretty good. I like their design. I mean, when I go through a Best Buy or something, they always kind of pull my eye over. Like the 6 Edge, I think just looks super high quality. Mm-hmm. The Note is like just really crisp. If those things ran, if the Android ran as good as iOS, those would be my phones.
Wow.
I just think they do a really good design job in the last couple of years on those.
They've always had decent cameras too, like very comparable to the iPhone.
They have good cameras, good video.
Good screen. Their screens are beautiful.
Their screens look like you're looking into something that's more like surreal, like more realistic than reality, like just super crisp, super amazing.
I love that too, but I just no.
Yeah, Samsung always pulls me toward them, but then it's that TouchWiz stuff that's
the
different.
bloatware and
it's not.
And they add a lot of features that sometimes aren't that useful, like the whole...
They do, like a lot. Yeah. And the thing is they attach themselves to these stupid features and they advertise them like it's being the most amazing thing ever. You remember when they took NFC and they were like 2 years ago, and they would be using it to share playlists and stuff. Touch your phone together and share. It was this big thing. And it's like, dude, we have wireless Bluetooth on our phones. Why do we have to touch them together? You know what I mean? And then Apple, iOS 7 came out with, just... what's it called? Sharing through Bluetooth, basically.
Sure.
Right in the OS. And you don't have to tap your phone together anymore.
Just find the other phone.
It's like, why would you do it that way? Why would you share information through NFC?
I didn't like splitting the screens. I didn't like a lot of the little things that they have. Whatever. The
multitasking split screen thing.
Yeah.
It was like one of those cool things, but can you really ever use it? Because now if you're doing that, you're using 2 3.5-inch phones.
Exactly.
Or 3, actually less. It's like 2 2.5-inch phones, and
sure.
And so it wasn't very useful. But they do try and lead the way with stuff like that. White had a waterproof phone like 2 years ago.
Then they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never been impressed
I
with
was
them.
surprised. I really thought waterproof electronics was just going to be the standard, like by now.
By now, yeah.
Just like I think wireless charging is going to be the standard soon. And I think NFC is going to pick up. NFC payments and stuff, I think that's going to pick up. The generation that creates these things doesn't usually pick it up. But then the next generation, like our kids will.
Sure.
When my son goes into the bank and they say, do you want that credit card in physical form or just loaded to your phone?
Yeah.
Loaded to my phone. What am I going to carry around a card for? I'm not a grandpa, And so,
That's so funny.
Our parents' generation built the internet, but they don't know how to fucking use it. We have to show them. You know what I mean? So
I hear you.
so I see NFC and stuff like that really taking off, but it hasn't really taken off with us yet because we have to figure it out, and it's not good yet, quite yet, you know.
I agree.
But NFC's used for everything too. Poker, in the World Series of Poker, all the poker chips, all the cards have NFC reader in them.
Oh, really?
And the smart tables near the end of the table, not when they have 8,000 players playing all at once. They couldn't afford it. When you get down to like the final 3 tables, those 3 tables are smart tables that have NFC surfaces, and that's how they know who has what and how many chips they have and how big their bets are and everything. It's totally electronic now.
Wow.
And I see that really taking off. But the deal of the week that I canceled, I was going to do deal of the week, was an NFC lock. It's just like a padlock.
Why did you cancel it?
Because it was $60 for one, and that's not a good deal, and it needs to be deal of the week. And yeah, it was a lock. It's a padlock that you would hook on your shed or whatever you want to lock, and it's NFC.
What?
And you can use your phone, but if you use your phone, you have to open the app and it will unlock, or they give you a little card that looks like a credit card, or like our badges, NFC stuff at work, and you could unlock it with the badge.
What if the battery goes out?
Or you can unlock it with this little key.
Oh, okay.
Let me start over. If the battery goes, you charge it with a USB, and it lasts 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And then they could also use this little key that they give you if you want to have it on your key ring, a little NFC chip key. And I thought that was really cool.
Wow.
And I was like, that's my deal of the week. And I was like, $59? That better be a pack of 6, and it was one.
Oh, it's a lock. It's probably strong and stuff.
Yeah, but 10 years, 5 years from now, you'll be able to get them nice and cheap. And I could totally see me unlocking locks with my smartphone or my watch.
Sure.
And or your wallet. You don't have to take NFC. You just get it close. You don't have to take it out of your wallet. And stuff. So that's where I see things going at the end of 2015 now.
So do you have an iOS 9 update for Wear?
Oh, yeah, that was way back at the beginning of the show. I was supposed to talk about iOS 9.
I didn't talk about Now on Tap either.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Or Marshmallow. Oh, I guess we talked about Marshmallow
a little bit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and we're already going for a long time. Anyway, let's talk about iOS 9, and then we'll do deal of the week, and we can get into your Marshmallow too before that.
Sure, no, it doesn't matter.
We're not going to talk about all this other shit. Verizon blocks Lumia phones.
Just mention it really good. Just read it.
Apple TVs came out in October 26th. You can order it now.
That's awesome.
$149 for 32, $199 for 64. And
why would Verizon block those Lumia phones?
The article I read didn't give me a reason. They're just like, they're blocking them.
They're not really saying.
You can't activate it. And they're like, the Lumia phones have all the bands.
These are the new ones, the 950.
Yeah, the Lumia 950 phones, the brand new Windows phones.
That's nuts.
And they said that they're going to block them. And they have the hardware and everything and the right radio bands to work.
Sure.
But I don't know.
The one I'm interested about, if we can talk about a little bit, is the Apple being sued for
causing millions in data usage.
What?
So
what is this about?
So Apple has a thing called Wi-Fi Assist on their phone. They've had it, I think, for a couple years. But it comes on iOS 9.1, or maybe it's just 9. It comes on it's just on by default. You don't know it. But all it does is if your Wi-Fi signal's getting weak, it goes to your LTE signal to help boost. If you're trying to download something or you're trying to do something, it's like, my Wi-Fi signal's weak. The LTE signal swoops in and
so it's like an LTE booster?
Yeah,
like a download booster?
Exactly. And it's just a smoother process. You're supposed to have more, just a better experience, right?
Sure.
But obviously people are like, wait, that uses my data. And I didn't know I was using my data. I'm hooked to my Wi-Fi.
Most people have limited data.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they got sued for like $5 million worth in a class action lawsuit worth of lost data charges. And
I would be part of that. That's not right. Why would they?
And so I'm expecting an update that will just have that be like when you're setting up your phone, it'll say, do you want this on,
Okay.
And then you could turn it on. Data rates may... Why didn't they do that? Why didn't they say, turn on Wi-Fi Assist? Makes things smoother, but
it was
data
always
rates,
turned off.
Yeah, data rates may apply. That's all you have to say.
Yeah. That's crazy.
They just turned it on and said, don't worry about it. And I'd be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be so pissed. So Yeah.
I mean, if we all had unlimited data, then it wouldn't matter, but it's not the case, people.
Yeah.
I mean...
And then back when we were talking about updates like your new tablet and stuff, I was going to talk a little bit about iOS 9.1. Mainly, when I put this in the notes, it was when it was working. So I'm still using the Moto 360 Android Wear watch with my iPhone. It's been like a month, and that's pretty cool.
Still liking it.
But my biggest complaint was the app had to be running in the background. And then one day it let me do it. It let me stay connected with the app not running in the background. And I was all happy, but it only worked for like 10 minutes, and then it went away, and I had to run the app. And then the last 2 days, yesterday and the day before, I didn't have the app open the whole 48 hours, and my watch was connected to my phone just fine.
2 days?
Working just fine. And then this morning, because that's why I put it in the notes, I was going to say, hey, they fixed it. You don't have to run the app in the background. This morning, I have to run the app again. And so I thought it was an iOS. I thought it was an iOS 9.1 update
because it was right after that
gave me that ability. And no, they were just toying with me.
I think the iPhone does run in the background. Then I mean,
yeah, maybe there's stuff running back there that you're not really aware of.
I didn't think they ran anything in the background, but they do. Not anything, but
did we talk about Marshmallow at the very beginning?
No, not really. I mean, we just talked about the Nexus 9. It does run better than my phone. It does run Marshmallow.
Right.
And the new feature that I haven't covered...
what is your phone? We say these things like everybody's going to remember everything.
Yeah, that's true.
It runs
I have
better,
a Nexus 6.
Yeah, it runs better than the Nexus 6.
From last year. And
yeah, not the 6P.
And that's expected. You know, you're not running LTE signals and everything and expecting alerts.
Yeah.
But the feature on Marshmallow that I like that I haven't covered is the Now on Tap feature.
Now on Tap.
Yes. Which allows you to pretty much pull up information on anything you have on the screen at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe people already know about this or are listening, but really cool though. Basically, if somebody texts you an address, you can...
address?
An address, yeah.
An address.
Like
so somebody texts you in address.
Go to Subway in Provo, like you put that example earlier today. If somebody texted you that...
meet me at Subway in Provo.
Sure.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't put an address, I think it would recognize that.
Yeah.
I haven't tested it. But I think all you have to do is hold the home button with that information on there. So as it's saying Subway Provo, it reads it, it pulls up this square, and then it brings up all these options. And then it brings apps as well.
Uh-huh.
And mainly it's going to give you the most relevant. So you're going to have the address already pulled in.
Right.
And the estimated time, and then if you tap on that, it's just going to take you straight to maps.
So it's basically reading everything you're looking at, no matter where you are, whatever app you're in.
And Googling it, basically.
Yeah, if you're in...
but in a smart way.
Yeah, if you're reading an email, or if you're just on Twitter, or whatever you're at, and you hold down that button to activate Now on Tap, it's going to grab any relevant information...
from the screen.
And give you basically links to that stuff.
Sure. And it's smart too, so it can give you like maps.
Right. So like, yeah, if I said meet me here at 10, it's gonna, and you held that down, it would bring up that place, hopefully.
And if you scroll up, it'll even say create an event, like meet at 10. Like it's really smart.
Really smart.
Yep. It's using Google Apps to build.
Right. And
the suggestions.
The videos I saw made it look really useful and really cool. Looks like it has a little bit of bugs, but I liked it. He was reading an article. And he did it, and it just brought up like all the names of the people in the article that were on that part of the page. It has links to their Twitter accounts. It has links to their websites. It has their Wikipedia entry. And so, yeah, it's just kind of like basically if you were in any app or looking at anything, and you held that down, it's going to give you kind of like links to all that stuff. So, yeah, it's almost like you Googled all the important stuff on that page at once. That's kind of what it does.
Pretty much.
You know, it's kind of like, this is more information of everything you're looking at right now.
And yeah, that's why I like it. And earlier, right before we did the show, I just went to BBC News website, and Hillary Clinton was on there as part of the headlines. You had the ISIS and some other country. And as I pulled that up, Now on Tap, it gave me all the features like ISIS. And then it just gave me like a bunch of links for that.
Yeah.
And then Hillary Clinton actually
how to join ISIS and fight the rebel cause.
I don't even know.
No.
That's funny. But anyway, Hillary was underneath. and I could just pull up her Twitter like immediately.
Oh,
Like you saw me do that.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I didn't have to go to Twitter and say, "Oh, let me look up Hillary's Twitter."
Right.
It's just fast. You can do a lot of things quickly.
Well, that's pretty cool, man.
It's multitasking for you on stuff that would matter.
Well, cool.
But anyway,
did you bring a deal of the week?
I'm working on it.
All right. Well, let's get ready and do deal of the week. All right, it's time for deal of the week. This is the part of the show where Ronnie... I just stopped that like short. I didn't fade it out properly, damn it. Anyway, this is the part of the show where me and Ronnie come up with...
difficulty.
We come up with a deal of the week. We nominate that we consider the best deal that we've found, usually on the internet, usually on Amazon,
Sure.
that we want to tell you guys about. And... that's pretty much it. I felt like I was going to say more, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. What is your deal today?
So you want me to go first? You're still looking yours up.
I have mine ready, but usually you go first.
Okay, so mine's basic, $10 thing. The reason I'm putting it in my deal of the week because I think it's useful and I'm going to get one. It's in my cart.
I still can't see it.
But essentially, it is a ultra slim US. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but
I did that last time.
It basically, it's a case that turns any 2.5-inch hard drive that you would normally just take out of a laptop or whatever. It's $10, and it turns it into a 3.0 USB external hard drive.
Okay, cool. An enclosure.
Yeah, enclosure, exactly. And these things have been around, but I really like this one. It's got almost 3,000 customer reviews with 4 stars.
Oh wow.
$9.99 Amazon Prime, originally $24.99.
So $10. That's not bad.
Yeah, and you can definitely. And if you look at the design, I'll put a link in the show notes for sure. It's really slick. It's like aluminum, polished aluminum. I mean, It's just good looking. And I'm always in the market for external hard drives. I have 2, and I feel like I need probably 2 more to do the things I like to do to back up the drives I want to back up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so much cheaper to just buy a 2.5 hard drive.
Make your own,
and
basically.
make your own,
Sure.
and it's only $10 more.
I like the fact that it's black. You guys should see this.
Yeah,
Looks good.
there's other options and colors, and you can do a 2.0 for like $7, USB 2.0 and stuff.
So this one actually has 3.0
This is
connection.
3.0.
Yeah.
It's pretty slick.
Good.
Pretty slick. $10. I mean, yeah, this way you can just turn any 2.5 inch.
Yeah, if you have any
SATA.
laptop hard drives laying around.
Yeah, it's SATA, and I wonder if they had like a cheap one for a 3.5 because those are easy to come by and laying around all the time.
Definitely.
The bigger hard drive, the bigger desktop size ones.
Sure.
So yeah, I thought this is a pretty slick little buy. I'm gonna get one, probably soon.
Sure. And what's the average of on a 2.5? Like, what do you think you'll spend total
for the actual drive?
Yeah, to get a drive.
I have to go to Newegg. I was almost thinking I might be able to find one randomly used or something like that.
Sure.
But
I just know they're a lot though.
Yeah, they're a lot cheaper than getting an external hard drive.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say significantly cheaper. Off the top of my head, I want to say probably 30% cheaper.
Sure.
So if you were going to spend $150 on one, you probably get it for like $120 if you're just because you're basically making an internal hard drive, which is cheaper, an external hard drive for $10.
Okay.
And it's 3.0. I wouldn't even do it if it wasn't 3.0.
No, I hear you.
And so it's just cool. It looks like it's just great reviews. Has everything I look for in a good deal of the week. So
yeah, I'm looking at hard drives here. They seem to go for about 50 new.
Yeah.
And that's actually good.
And we were tossing around the idea of maybe giving away some deals of the week here in the future. I don't know. We weren't sure if we were going to have giveaways or not.
That would be cool, I think.
But it would be stuff like this, that we would do that with. If you guys are interested in having us host giveaways, let us know. If we had a good positive response to that in our email, amateurtechtalk@gmail.com. If people sent in and said, yeah, give away stuff on the show, then we would,
Absolutely.
If you sent us a tweet at Amateur Tech Cast and said, yeah, I definitely want to hear some giveaways, we'll do it. No problem with that, So yeah, it was just a random idea we've been throwing around, and if there's not really any support for it, we're not going to bother with it. But if people want something like that, it helps promote the show or whatever, then we'd be interested in that too. So let us know.
Sure.
What do you got going on, Ronnie?
At the bottom of segment 3, I just put my link there. You can open it.
Oh, it appeared like magic.
It was all fast. So it's nothing like cool and amazing, but it's
not cool.
Very useful though. No, it is actually cool. Why did I say that?
It's not cool.
It's actually an aux cable.
Nice.
Just basic, but I like this one. I have actually bought it recently. Actually, as of 2 days ago, I have one.
What makes this better than any other aux
This is
cable?
a weird brand, IXCC, but it is cool. And it is a 3 feet gold-plated design.
Ooh.
What I like about it is it feels sturdy. The cable is actually strong, and
Right.
it doesn't terminate at the edge of the connection, which is usually where it becomes brittle and
Right.
stops working for you.
I see that.
So this one's actually strong, and then it's got the stronger head, which actually goes skinny, gold-plated, that fits on any phone with any case or anything on it.
Oh, nice.
And
That's
so,
a good idea.
And it's only $5. So if you're in the market for replacing your aux cable,
I'm gonna add this to my cart too. Actually,
this is good stuff.
because aux cables go to hell. We use them. We use them driving around at work and stuff. And yeah, basically, just to clarify, it's a 3.5 millimeter male to 3.5 millimeter male aux cable to plug your phone into your car or whatever.
Yep.
It's just really high quality, and it's only $4.
And it's the #1 bestseller on Amazon.
Wow.
So it was not difficult for me to find this guy.
5,640 customer reviews with 5 stars.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. This thing won't break. It's got the good design.
You spend $5 on like the cheap Walmart ones.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The reason I went with this is because you go to Walmart and you have to spend $7 for a Belkin.
Yeah, look at these options. You can do a 2 feet, 3 feet,
I actually
4
bought
feet,
a 2-piece.
6 feet, 8 feet, or 10 feet. A 4-foot one's the same price.
It's the same price, but it's a little bit different design,
Oh.
and it gets me worried that it's not gonna have the same
Not as
strong
good.
neck. You know what I'm talking about? The part where the cable
Right.
actually hooks up to the
Yes.
to the head of the connector.
Uh-huh.
On the 3 feet looks good. You guys will look at it and know what I'm talking about.
The 10-foot one has good design, and it's only $8.
That's only $8, huh? That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I would want to buy to probably extend your headphones. I'd need a jack to convert
But
it.
I'd definitely buy this one. This is the gray cable with the blue connector and the green neck.
Okay.
And I think the cable just goes right in, so you can bend that sucker right at the end.
Yeah.
And not risk your connectivity in there. So
#1 seller on Amazon. Wow.
And I lost all my pictures here. I don't know what's going on.
So yeah, we could give stuff away like this.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so we've been debating the idea of giving stuff away, maybe getting a sponsor to supply us with stuff to give away. But, just...
And also a gift card. We're thinking about a gift card.
Thought about that. Honestly, if you want us to do it, we will.
Sure.
Let us know if it sounds gimmicky or stupid or not our style, and let us know and we won't do it.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be against it. We definitely want to know whether or not, it's enough people listening out there that'd be willing to acquire these products, because these are good products that wouldn't be hard for us to give out, for sure.
So cool. Well, man, I'm pretty much exhausted everything I wanted to talk about.
We covered it, and deal of the week was, good.
Yeah. Only $15 to buy our deals of the week this time.
Yeah, that was a lot better.
Last time was a lot more expensive.
A lot of nicer products.
Yeah.
These are just like accessories, You'd still need a car stereo to work it.
Yeah.
And for yours, you'll still need a hard drive.
You still need a hard drive. Yeah.
They are good accessories. They're the best accessories you can get.
Absolutely.
So,
well, thanks for listening to Amateur Tech Talk Podcast. I'm going to sign off. I'm Dean Hansen.
And this is Ronnie. Bye, everyone.
All right. Have fun, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Amateur Tech Cast for show updates and product discussions. Our email is amateurtechtalk@gmail.com. Find us on the web at amateurtechtalk.libsyn.com. Subscribe to our feed by searching Amateur Tech Talk on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or TuneIn. Thanks for listening.